If you're a service-based business, every lead that comes in through your website needs to be captured, logged, and followed up on quickly. Because the faster you respond to a new inquiry, the better your chances of actually converting it. But most small businesses are still doing this manually. Someone checks the inbox, copies the details to a spreadsheet, sends a reply, then remembers to tell the rest of the team sometime later. Or maybe one of those steps is forgotten entirely. This workflow handles all that automatically. The moment someone submits a contact form, it logs the lead into HubSpot, sends them a welcome email, and notifies your team on Slack, before anyone on your team has even seen a notification. We've built automations that work outward in previous tutorials, but this one works inwards. It keeps your operation running cleanly behind the scenes. Let's get to it. Alright, we're going to have 6 nodes this time, and this one will branch after the third node running 2 paths simultaneously. I'll explain that in a little bit more detail later on. First will be the n8n form. This is slightly different from the triggers that we've used before. Instead of a schedule or an external webhook, this node will generate a hosted form directly inside of n8n. No third-party tool needed. When you configure it, you define your fields, set which ones are required, and add a confirmation message that appears after the form is submitted. n8n handles everything else, hosting the form, receiving the submission, and passing the data into the workflow. I'm going to set up 5 fields: first name, last name, email, phone, and message. I'll set the confirmation message to something simple and professional. This is a form your website visitors will fill out. In a real deployment, you'd embed this or link it to your actual contact page. The form is now live and ready to receive submissions. Every time someone fills it out, the workflow will fire off. Second will be the set node. The data coming from the form is clean, but we want to normalize it to consistent field names before passing it forward. And we also want to add a timestamp on when submissions actually come in. So I'm going to be adding 6 field names: first name, last name, email, phone, message, and full name, which combines the first 2 field names. I'm also going to be adding a submitted at field, which captures the exact time of the submissions automatically. This is the same approach we use in the Research Digest and other workflows in this series. Clean input will always lead to better output downstream. Everything moving forward is consistently named now and includes the submission timestamps. Third will be HubSpot. This will be where the lead actually gets logged into the CRM. HubSpot has a generous free tier that works well for small businesses. The node will create or update a contact record using the data from the form. Name, email, form, message, and lead status set to new automatically. The create or update operation will be important here, because if the same person submits the form twice, it updates the existing record rather than creating a duplicate. So I'm going to be connecting my HubSpot account here, looks nice, using an app token, and configure the contact properties. Every form submission now becomes a contact in HubSpot automatically, tagged as a new lead ready for your team to follow up on. Here's where this workflow does something that we've seen before. It'll branch 2 simultaneous paths after HubSpot. One path will send a welcome email to the lead. The other will notify your team on Slack. Both will happen at the same time, with neither of them waiting for the other to finish. First, the left path, Gmail. This sends an automatic confirmation to the person who just submitted the form. Now, from the lead's perspective, this really matters, because they've reached out to a business and want to know that their message was received. A warm, professional reply arriving within seconds of submission sets the right first impression before anyone on your team has a chance to respond. I'm going to set the recipient to pull from an email field and write a short confirmation message. Now every lead will get an immediate acknowledgement automatically. And for the right branch, we'll use Slack. This notifies your team the moment a new lead comes in. Rather than someone having to check HubSpot or email to see if anything new has arrived, this pushes the formatted summary directly into your team channel. The name, email, phone, message, and timestamp. Everything needed to act on it quickly in one place. I'm going to connect my Slack account and configure the message. Your team will now get notified in real time wherever they are. Let's take a look at the full workflow. The n8n form will fire on submission. The set node will normalize the data. HubSpot will create a contact. Gmail will send the welcome email, and Slack will notify the team in parallel. 5 nodes fully automatic in real time. Okay, now I'm going to open the form and fill it in to show the full workflow working from end to end. So let's execute the workflow, show the form. All right, we're gonna go with Sean Matsuda. If you know, you know. Email, we're just gonna go with my own, and then works. All right, no phone number because we don't really need it for this. And I would like to work with you. All right, submit, and let's see what this brings up. Well, that workflow is super fast. All right, so the first thing we're going to check our HubSpot, right? And let's see if the HubSpot has created a new contact. All right, so this is my contacts list. All right, let's refresh the page. All right, Sean Matsuda has been created. Excellent. With the right email, that's good as well. Click inside it right quick. All right, good. All right, looks like the contact has been created. That's all good. All right, now with my Slack, let's see if my team was notified. All right, yes, right here, new lead received, Sean Matsuda, my email. I would like to work with you, to get message. All right, that looks good as well. All right, and then finally, we're gonna wait for the email to appear. It's probably gonna take a second or two because emails are kind of slow like that. Oh, all right, good. All right. All right, and the email has appeared as well, right? Everything's looking all good. And that's the foundation. Form submitted, lead logged into HubSpot, lead notified, team alerted, all in real time without anyone doing anything manually. Now, a few things worth thinking about before you rely on this fully. The creator update operation in HubSpot handles duplicate submissions cleanly, but you'd still want to review your CRM periodically for any data issues. The welcome email is just a simple template. Personalizing it further based on what the lead actually wrote in their message would make it feel less automatized. And if your team grows, you might want to add an extra routing step that assigns leads to different people based on their inquiry type rather than notifying everyone every time. Each of those is a natural step from what we built today. And if you want to see any of them covered, drop a comment below with your use case. Now, this workflow captures the lead and gets them to your system, but what happens next in the conversation is where most businesses lose the opportunity. If you want to see what a lead qualification system looks like when built for a real client, with conversation handling, lead scoring, and automatic handoff to a human right at the right moment, that's exactly what Stella is. I'll link that case study in the description. And if you want to understand the thinking behind why any of this matters before you build, like why the speed of your response and the quality of your first impression affects whether a lead converts at all, I covered that in the business psychology series. I'll link that in the description as well. If you're building something like this for your own business, drop a comment below with your industry and what your lead intake looks like. I'll read all of them.